Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to part 2 of the L4E series. In this part, I will be talking about how to solve the last 4 edges. So the first part of L4E is to solve the V, which I covered in episode 1, or part 1, so you should go watch that. I'll put that somewhere on the screen right now, I don't know where, but it should be somewhere. After you've solved your V, the next thing you want to do is solve this back edge here. So you have to do that by looking at the front edge and which edge is in the slot. You see that it is green or red in this case. You need to find the green and you need to find the place where it needs to go. So it needs to go right here. So you need to find whatever the bottom color is and move that center to the front like this. So if red is on the bottom, move red to the front. And then you just bring it up like this so it solves it. Put it to the back and then bring this back down. Then you solved your back edge, and all you need to do is your last 3 edges case. This method is fairly intuitive, that's why a lot of people like it. So I won't be talking about algorithms as much, but I expect you to be familiar with Sledgehammer, which is this. There are 2 of them, Sledge right, where you lead with your right, and Sledge left, where you lead with your left. I also expect you to be familiar with the normal insert, where if you just have an edge up on top and you just insert it into the bottom here, like that. It's fairly simple, and you should be familiar with all of this already. I have different case names for things. As far as I know, only I use these case names, so they might be different depending on what you watch or what you hear. So in different case names, whichever side has this edge, so in an L4E case, you have the back edge solved, this one missing, you have your, this one is missing, and the edge that needs to go here is somewhere in the top. So whichever side the edge is on, that's what it's called. So if it's on the left, it's called left something. So let's say you solve this case with a sledge, which you do, and the edge is on the right. So this would be called a right sledge. For recognizing cases, you need to look at the orientation of the piece that needs to go into the bottom. Also need to see if these 2, or it could be these 2 as well, if any of those match this front and top center. The first case I will be talking about is after you've solved your back edge, you need to look at where the orientation of the edge that needs to go in here is, and if any of the other 2 edges match it. So in this case called insert, which is depending on whether it's right or left. In this case it would be right, but if we're on this side it would be left. So how you recognize it is if this edge is facing away from you, and also if these 2 edges do not match this center. And it's solved by doing a regular insert. Okay, if it's on the left like this, you need to just do the same, but on the left. You can see that the edge is also facing away from you, and these 2 edges do not match the center. Just solve it by putting it in. Case is called sledge. It looks something like this, where the edge is facing you, and the edge directly opposite of it matches this center. So if it's on the right, you would do a right sledge, and if it's on the left, you would do a left sledge. This next case is called side sledge. You recognize this by having this edge facing you, and this time the bottom edge matches the center. So you do this by doing an awkward side sledge like this. You may recognize this from being from this case in LBL, some call parody. So you start off this out by doing the sledgehammer and then the awkward side sledge, but in this case you're just doing the awkward side sledge. And if it's on the mirror, if it's on the left, this bottom edge still matches, but this time you just do the awkward side sledge on the left. This case is called Sledge Insert. You recognize this by having both of the other edges match the center and having this edge facing away from you. So you do this by finding whatever side this bar is on and doing the sledge on that side. So as you can see, the bar is on the left, so you lead with your left and do a left sledge. And then you have a normal insertion, so you insert with the opposite hand, so you do a right hand insertion. So in this case, the bar is on the right this time, so you do a right sledge, and then you would insert with your left hand. This is called 3 match, where all these edges, it has to be all of them, even the one that you need to put in, are matching this center. So everything is solved except for that. So you would solve this by doing the exact same algorithm as Sledge Insert. But this time, you just insert it with the edge that doesn't need to go in here. So you can see that this edge needs to go in here, so you lead with the other side. So you would just do a sledge on that side and an insert with the opposite side. So you can see now that it's on the opposite side, so this time the edge that needs to go in here is here. So then you would do the opposite side. So you do a left sledge, and you insert with your right hand. Next string of cases I will be showing you is when you're done with the V, and this front edge here is in the right spot, but it's flipped. And if it's flipped, you can't solve this back edge, and you can't do your three edge case. So 2 of these cases will have a bar here, where it matches one of the centers. One case will have 1 bar, and the other case will have 3 bars. So you need to find the bar, put it in the front, and do a sledge from the opposite side that the bar is on. By doing that, you will take this edge out and solve the back edge. So you move this to the back, and then you do L4E case. In this case, it is right side sledge. So you just do a right side sledge, and then you're done. Case that has no bar, congratulations, you got the worst case in L4E possible. I do not know a good algorithm to solve this, but I just do 2 parodies. So basically, this is flipped and this is flipped, so if you do parody, that solves that, and then you have another parody again, so you just do that. This is really slow, and I can't find a better algorithm for this, and if you can, by all means, use that. This is when you have your edge flipped in here, and these 2 edges are solved, and you only have 1 that's unsolved. So you would just do that this is regular parody, so just do parody. The last group of cases is where you finish your V, and this edge is already solved. So let's say you have something like this, and you just insert it, and you only try to put these 2 in, but you end up putting this in as well. So in this case, you would just do your regular LBL cases. So in this one, it's this. So you still need to remember all your LBL cases, including, actually especially this, because it draws a lot from that. So just remember all your LBL cases, and don't forget that they're still going to be used. Great, I hope this helped you guys a lot, and if you have any questions about L4E, just leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them as quickly as I can. I will have an average of 5 of example solves coming out soon, and if you're watching this way after it's uploaded, it's probably out already. Alright, thank you guys for watching.